Hey everybody, welcome to Medling World. Tonight it's all about MSC Meraviglia. Our likes, dislikes, and some comparisons to some other recent cruises. Come on in, check it out. First of all, thank you to everybody who has watched all of our MSC Meraviglia vlogs.
Yes.
I tell you, we know how to get a 3-night cruise and we make a lot of vlogs out of that just to give you so much information. So thank you to everybody who has subscribed to Medling World. If this is the first time you're watching, take a chance, go back and check out those MSC vlogs from the Meraviglia, and please hit that subscribe button if you have not yet. Let's get right into it. So what we're going to do is we're going to talk about likes and dislikes, no particular order. I'm not going to go through all the likes and all the dislikes, just kind of a discussion of what we liked and what we didn't like. First off, I'm going to say one thing I really liked, and I think you would agree, Roberta, is the price.
The price was just right. Let's put it like that.
It was just right, I think, for what we got. Because we're also going to, at the end of this, we're going to let you know if we recommend MSC and if we'll ever cruise MSC again.
Correct.
So,
yes.
I think for what the cruise was, the price was good.
Yes.
It's right now, it's one of the less expensive, I guess the word I'll use, compared to some other of the major cruise lines around. So definitely price is a like. Thumbs up for the likes. Also, I would say another thing that I like is the ship is absolutely beautiful. The MSC,
it's gorgeous.
MSC Meraviglia.
It's
Roberta, why don't you give
gorgeous.
some opinions about that ship?
As soon as you actually walk it in, the ceiling with changing the colors, and they can write things on it. It's amazing. It's clean.
Yes.
It smells good. Everything was just so neat, and it was gorgeous. It was absolutely stunning.
Yeah, I just think so many beautiful details with how beautiful the ship is. So the ship is absolutely gorgeous. And you've already seen how beautiful the ship is from some of our other vlogs.
Correct, yes.
So this, I think, goes with the likes too. The stateroom.
Yes, definitely.
Hold your thought, because there's some dislikes with the stateroom too. But so I'm going to tell you what I liked about the stateroom.
Yeah.
It was clean. Again, the ship, I know we just talked about it, but the ship is elegant. It's beautiful. It's detailed. It makes you feel like you're in, like, wow, you know?
Yeah.
So that impression you get when you come onto the ship is amazing. So you're like hyped up, like, oh, this ship's going to be great.
Yeah.
So the stateroom was just as nice. I mean, everything in the room was really nice. It was beautifully cleaned. The bathroom had... I've done a lot of research on this cruise ship. A lot of people were saying that they didn't get, like, the face cloths.
Yeah.
They were in the bathroom.
We got it. Yeah.
Our stateroom attendant was excellent.
Yes.
Again, everything clean,
We
nice.
like the ocean view too.
I like the ocean view, and I like the way the room was set up. It was really like they took a lot of thought, the way that, like, the desk was designed on an angle and then came around so they could fit a king-size bed.
Yes.
Go ahead. You want to add anything that you liked? Maybe I missed a few things.
Having the pool towels there now as
Oh
well.
yeah, that was really cool too.
It was good. Yes. Couple of things that are we getting to the non-likers already?
Yeah, you can go for it.
Few things about the room that I think that was not too good. It's a very small closet.
Yes.
Not a lot of space.
Definitely agree.
Another thing, it is the minibar.
Yeah.
So it was not like a refrigerator, and then they said that we were asked to be completely removed, and we didn't want to go that far.
Yeah, basically,
So that we just kept locked. But there's a minibar option in there, which they can keep it locked or they can open for you. So,
right.
But which is for some people it's good. You know, people like to have a minibar option. So.
Well, yeah, because if you wanted to use it, you could take sodas from there, and it had alcohol beverages, it had Pellegrino waters.
Yes.
I think they were a little bit more expensive in there, and I do not believe your drink package will work for the minibar. That I can almost guarantee you. Roberta, you're right, because like if you had maybe you wanted to put something in the refrigerator, it was full.
Correct.
So we just kept it locked and never used it. And it did have a nice big ice bucket, and every night our stateroom attendant filled up the ice bucket if you wanted to put a bottle of something in there. So I agree.
One more thing.
Oh, go ahead. Yeah.
Not enough outlets.
I was just gonna say that. You see, we think alike here on
Not enough
this.
outlets.
I was gonna say the same thing. There were no outlets by the beds on the
Yes.
little nightstands.
It's
So,
good that they have international, which it's, you know,
Yeah,
a
they
lot
do.
of people could use it different, you know, from their own country, but that's not enough.
No, only at the desk area.
Correct.
That was the only outlet area in the whole room.
Yeah, so that was unfortunately.
Another thing I did like, I know we're kind of just talking about the stateroom guys, but one thing I did like was they had paper. They had like
Oh, yeah.
real, like,
The
you
daily
didn't have to be
planner,
on your
yeah.
phone. The daily planner, they
Yeah.
put every day, and it was all listed on a
Yes.
paper. And it gave, each day gave the hours also of the different restaurants,
Yes.
pools, and then
Activity.
all the activities.
Yes.
And there are a lot of activities on that ship.
Yes.
But we'll get into that too.
Correct.
So that, I think that wraps up the stateroom.
Yes.
Okay, so where are we moving on to now?
Pool decks.
Well, we can talk about the pool decks. Go ahead,
Okay, we
Roberta.
liked it.
What'd you like about the pool decks?
I think the option of having the enclosed pool, the bamboo pool,
Bamboo pool.
that was awesome. That be able to go there when it's cold or it's raining, so I think that was amazing.
But I got to interrupt you because it's not an option of an indoor pool. It's their option if they want to make it.
Correct,
So
yes.
there is not technically an indoor
Yes.
pool, but like you said, if it's cold,
Yes.
2 of the days they did is a retract. Basically, the bamboo pool, if you saw in the vlogs, is a retractable roof.
Yes.
So I think on the second day it was open because it was beautiful.
Beautiful day,
But the day
yes.
we got on the ship, it was enclosed.
Yes.
And it was nice in there. If
was
it
really
rained,
nice, yeah.
if it rains, if it's cold, they can just, and they do it because it was both, it was open and closed
Yeah.
at different times on our cruise ship. So
Correct.
just, you know, I know what you meant. I just want to make sure
Yeah.
there's not, you know, there's an option that the roof could retract or, you know, be enclosed to
Correct.
make it an indoor pool. So that was great. I loved
Yes.
it. And that whole area was really nice.
Yes, it was.
They had big seating areas in there, especially if you were with like a group of people. In the
Yeah.
bamboo, they had like those big wraparound tables. They had a couple hot tubs in there. They had some of the games like the foosball and the ping pong. And again, what was cool about that is even when that roof was open, if you wanted to play those games, there's no wind. There was no wind in
Correct,
there the way
yes.
that it was designed.
Yes.
So that's a definite like.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. Accessibility.
Yes.
I do not like
Yes.
the fact that I'm big into like really kind of paying attention to accessibility because I know there are people that subscribe to us
Yes.
and leave us messages, and I know it's important to a lot of
Right.
people. So I do look for that, and the way the ship was designed in general,
Yes.
there wasn't a lot of accessibility for chairs. Now, of course, there's elevators, but for
Right.
pool anyway, for pool
For
entry
pool,
and
there's
stuff,
not a lot.
I can't really remember.
It's a lot of stairs and
There's
a
a lot
lot
of
things you have to
stairs.
go over.
Or ramps
Correct.
that aren't really ramps. They're kind of like you could maybe go up a ramp, but then there'd be something blocking you.
Yes.
And I know on a cruise ship, it's a little more difficult because you have to contain water, right? You can't have it splashing. But I specifically remember on Royal Caribbean,
Yes.
on their pool deck, there was one of the pools was like a 0 entry.
Correct.
So
Yes.
if you were sitting there was chairs and you were
Yes.
like kind of right in the water. So just wanted to bring that up. It's
Yeah.
not great with accessibility there. They did have some things that were cool when you were coming off the ship. They did have like an elevator specifically
Correct.
made for a chair, for a wheelchairs.
Yes.
That I did like. But pool deck wise,
Yeah,
not a
it's
lot of
not-
accessibility.
correct. Yes, and also on a kids area or like what the aqua park.
Aqua park, that's the part where the water slides
Yes,
and the
so
splash.
So the aqua park, the same thing. The water slides with the actually tube. They're great.
Yeah.
I love that idea. It was really fun.
Yes.
But again, it's coming back to I think one of the major issues that I found
Sorry
on
guys,
a
I
pool
got some
deck.
allergies.
On a pool deck was that there was no seating for the parents to be looking out, for an example, kids. So there's no seating close by to where the aqua park is. You will be in a different level.
Yeah, you kind of like, let's say here's the aqua park. all the seating was below it.
It was below.
So it was kind of like on a plateau, right? So you were below, and you couldn't really see up there if you had little kids. You actually would have to go up there with them.
Correct. So which sometimes if they're playing, you can sit down in your chair and relax and just watch it. I think that was, and the same thing in Bamboo. They have an area to sit down by the pool, but it's not big.
No.
So yes, you have areas to sit down with, you know, and which is cool, but not actually close enough to the pool.
Yeah, it's some dislikes.
Yes.
Yeah.
But the aqua park is really cool.
Oh, it was fun.
It's really cool.
And for a kid like Jake's age, 11, it wasn't really an issue for us because he's old enough. He can go up there by himself and go down the slides.
But keep in mind the slides.
This is another dislike. Well, I can't really say it's a like or a dislike. It's a policy. How's that?
It's different.
It's different. It's not, you know, I could see it being a dislike to some people, but on this particular cruise ship, now I don't know if all the MSC ships are like this. For the water slides, there is a height requirement like there is anywhere else, but there's also an age requirement.
Correct.
And there's a little bit of confusion around it. So there's a 7, age 7 with a big circle and an X. Okay, this is really important if you're going with kids onto this cruise ship. So I talked to a crew member. He said, "Oh, you can be 7, and use the slides."
Correct.
So, but then you would talk to another crew member. It was like, "Oh, you have to be 8." There's a lot of confusion.
Yes.
So you could actually meet the height requirement. Maybe you're 6 and you were tall enough.
Yes.
They won't let you go down unless you're a certain age.
Correct.
So there's 2 restrictions there.
Correct.
Yes. And again, there's no access really to the water slides at all if you were in a chair. You can't, you know,
nothing.
there's no way that you could go down those. There's no deck that would lead you to that. It's stairs.
Yes. But there's a couple of things that about to keep in mind about the pool deck.
Yeah, it
was a lot of fun.
And as we're talking about the pool deck, I would say out of all the cruises I went on, not that this, you know, we're getting there. We've done 4 cruises. This ship was my least favorite of pool decks, but and I did like that aqua park, but besides that, I really, even with the Bamboo, it was cool and everything, but it just, to me, the way that it was designed and set up, I would say out of all the cruise ships I've been on, which isn't a ton, but through our channel, this one I would put on the bottom for sure. For me,
I do have to disagree a little bit.
Yeah, it's fine, but that's what it's about.
I agree with
it's just
you.
my opinion.
I agree with a lot of things, but I think that MSC does win in terms of having the roof that
it's just not enough for me.
Correct.
It's just not enough for me to...
I think if the other like cruise ship like Disney and Royal and Carnival, maybe if they have something like that similar, I think it will be a big improvement.
And we talk a lot about pool decks because that's our favorite thing on ships. So that's why I'm very critical of pool decks.
Yes.
I think for all 3 of us, and Jake included, that's one of our favorite activities, is just going on a pool deck and hanging out.
Yes.
It lacked live music as well on the pool deck. I did not notice any time during the cruise live music on the pool deck.
Correct.
All of these little things like that over a course of time on a cruise ship, you start to pay attention to it. They did have parties, sail away parties, but they were very generic in my opinion. They were
and very
it was
loud.
Just loud music and
very
like,
loud for people with sensory.
people just kind of dancing. It was, you know, I listen, I know
it's a party.
It's a party.
Fun. It was fun.
Cool, but it was just seemed like any activity on the pool deck, it was just the same thing over and over and over.
Yes, it was nothing different. It was not like a different, like they had a couple trivias in there. But again, not
but that's
enough.
but that's not involving music. I'm talking about when it involved music, it just seemed like repetitive.
We saw like one time we saw the movie in there.
They did have a movie playing. They had a beautiful big screen there. I did like that. No,
But
listen, there's a lot of things I like about the pool deck. I'm just saying, out of the 4 ships I've been on, which is Disney Dream, Independence of the Sea, Harmony of the Sea, and now the Meraviglia, I'm just saying that it's my least favorite. Not that I'm not saying it's terrible. It's just my least favorite.
Jake used his, headphones, and at the pool deck he does not wear his headphones.
Yeah.
And it was very loud, and he has sensory. So unfortunately, was not able to stay there a lot.
And it was a chaotic loud because
Correct.
a lot of times, Jake loves
likes
loud
music,
music.
yeah.
He loves music, even if the music's loud. If he likes it, he doesn't wear those. He wears those when it's chaos and annoying sounds that fit him. But anyway, I think we really talked a lot about the pool deck. But to us, that's important. And to a lot of people, it is. You're cruising. You're on a cruise ship. Pool deck is important.
We do. I think we're gonna talk about the service, but let's talk about the service after.
Go ahead,
when
Roberta.
we get to the service.
We'll go right into the next one.
Still talk about the good things about MSC.
Well, goods and bads kind of at the same time.
Yeah, but let's talk about the good things first.
All right, go ahead. What else did you like?
Because on this subject, we're gonna get right into service right after the good. The food is good.
Oh, food, yeah. No, food.
The food is good.
Food is great.
The food was good.
In fact, I'll go on record saying out of the 4 cruises I've been on with us on our channel that you guys have seen, this was the best food out of all 4.
No.
To me, it is, definitely. I think that they had the best food.
We are doing comparison already? We can't do comparison.
Well, I'm just saying, I like the food.
The food was really good. It was above average in a lot of places. A lot of food was. We had one issue, which I think we kind of figured out a little bit. Why the second day? I guess that we were thinking that maybe because a lot of the crew members go towards the island.
Yeah.
So I think maybe the food on the second night of the main dining.
Oh, the main dining, second night.
If you watch our
saw
vlog,
the vlog. That meal wasn't great for both of us.
I think there was a lot of pre-made. A lot of things probably.
That one wasn't great.
But in general, the food was above average.
And they had a lot of really cool foods. Like they had a lot of different things. Although I was a little disappointed because they didn't have escargot included. I don't know. Maybe it was on a specialty menu. While we're talking about food, though, as good as the food is,
now we have. I think there's some serious talk in here.
What I wanted to talk about is what I dislike, Roberta, is yes, it's an inexpensive cruise ship, but the only included food is the main dining room and the buffet.
Correct.
That's it. That's all you're getting on this cruise ship. Anywhere else you want to get something to eat, besides there's 2 little, there's like an extension of the buffet at the atmosphere pool.
Yes.
And we didn't really talk about that on the pool deck, but that's kind of the main pool where the big screen is. That's where you'll find the buffet, okay?
Correct.
And as you come out of the buffet, they have a little section outside.
Yes.
Where you can get like maybe some French fries or a piece of pizza.
Quick things,
Speaking of pizza, their pizza is the best pizza I've had on a cruise ship.
Yeah.
Probably better than a lot of pizza in Florida. Sorry, Florida. We know, come on, I know it's tough to make good pizza in Florida because of the ingredients. It's hard to get. And they had little ice creams out there.
Oh, yeah.
And their ice creams were great.
It was good.
But we ran into a lot of problems because that was it. It was the main dining and it was the buffet only. There's no little cafe. There's no like, oh, I'm over here. There's a little like snack.
Even drinks to go get drinks.
This is where I start to get frustrated with MSC.
Yes.
These are some dislikes big time. Again, you're right, Roberta. The only place to get an included drink, I'm talking about what you're paying for, is the main dining room and the buffet. That's it.
Unless if you want to tap out from the bar, but you don't want to wait another.
Go ahead, Roberta. Rip it up about some of the service issues on this cruise ship.
For 30 minutes on a line, 40 minutes.
Yeah.
And one of the major things for us is like, where is the service at the pool deck?
They don't have any I think most cruise ships, I can say all the ones that we've been on, when you're sitting at the pool, there's service. There's service coming around. Hey, do you guys want something? Do you need something? And they'll bring it to you.
Yes.
They do not have that on MSC.
Yes.
At least on this cruise ship. Leave us some comments. I know this is getting long, guys, but we really like to give you a lot of information.
Yes.
I'm so glad we didn't get a drink package.
Yes.
Because the lines, like, I can remember being at the atmosphere pool. Yeah. These are like a lot of the reasons why I just did not like the pool deck. It was frustrating to me. I didn't have that awesome feeling. I liked the ship. Don't get me wrong. The cruise was okay, but when I'm sitting out there and I want to go in the water, it's so great to be able to just say, I'll have a Pellegrino. I'll have this. I'll have that. And no, there was people waiting in line for over 30 minutes.
Yes.
Just to get a beer.
Yes.
Like,
it was long.
Would you want to do that on a cruise?
Yeah.
So, I don't think you're going to spend half your time waiting in line.
So
And all the bars were, I don't mean to cut you
Yeah.
off, but this was consistent.
Consistency.
Once it got into the busier times of the day, anywhere you could find a bar, there were lines.
Yeah. Yeah. Most of the time, yes, it was lines. Service at the main dining, it was good, very good. They were like very good customer service,
They were
but they were
overworked.
correct.
There wasn't enough. And when I'm saying service, please understand, I'm not saying like
It's
this
not personal.
person was a
No.
bad server. They just did not have people
Correct.
to do the job. Everybody I encountered was
Yes.
was friendly.
Our
There was some
server- yeah.
miscommunications. We'll get into some of the dietary stuff. That's
yeah.
very another thing that MSC
Very-
really needs to clear up.
Yeah, but our server, like the few moments that he's trying to talk to us,
He was a great guy.
and he even apologized a lot of times, like, you know, that he couldn't give more attention to it because he had a lot of
what
tables.
was his name?
Newton.
Newton.
Yeah.
And it was his first. He has worked for MSC, but this was his first time on this cruise ship.
Yes.
His first
Contract.
cruise, because he's restarted his contract. He was a great guy, but he didn't have an assistant waiter.
Correct.
There was like one person going around to like all the tables trying to like
Yes.
help and like get a drink. So
Yeah.
he was like, he had like 5 or 6 tables all by himself.
Also in the breakfast, same thing.
Yeah.
On the main, yes.
The server was great. She was awesome,
Yes.
but it took so long for her
Correct.
to come.
Yes. So in
You get the point, I think, right?
Yes, and talking about the food, so my opinion, yeah, if I have allergies, but I do not have severe.
No, right.
So, but at the same time, it did not make me feel comfortable a lot of times because every time I ask about allergy, the only thing was it could be cross-contamination, but there was no other option for me. It was not like, oh, we can prepare something for you, or we have a separate spot, or this kind of food you can have. It was not much. They were not trained about. It
They just seemed like they weren't knowledgeable. They never offered
Correct.
like, oh, let me talk to the chef.
there was.
I just
not
don't think they knew how to handle it.
how to handle allergy. And for me, like I said, I don't have severe, but for me, it's concerning because I want to go to a cruise ship and be able to enjoy.
Yeah.
To trust that whatever I'm eating, it's not going to be any problem for me doing my vacation.
And that's particularly, Roberta, you don't mind, it's seafood and sesame,
And sesame,
basically.
correct. Which,
And like you said, it's not like you don't go to
Seafood,
anaphylactic
correct.
shock, but
No.
you could become
very
not
sick,
feeling well.
Yes. So like seafood, I could just avoid.
Yeah, because
Seafood,
I can eat seafood.
He can eat.
As long as she doesn't ingest,
Correct.
she's good.
I can be around, but I cannot ingest
Eat it,
food.
yeah,
correct.
yeah.
So, but
It really lacked that.
yes, and but sesame was big because they didn't know about a lot of cross contamination.
So that's something that MSC needs to work on. So if you do
Yes.
have an allergy that's severe, you might want to consider really researching.
or really talk to them, maybe contact
Yeah.
them early to see if there's anything they can do for you
Yeah.
before you go to the
Or-
cruise ship.
Something else, if you're a
Yes.
diabetic,
Correct.
this is like this. I could not believe this happened on MSC Cruise.
Yes.
Like this is a very serious thing for a diabetic.
Correct.
I'm not diabetic. I'm a pre-diabetic. How's that? You know, I don't mind. There's no HEPA violation. So, but you know, I'm able to kind of control that at this point. But I'm kind of at that point where I
Yes.
have to be very careful, right? Or
Correct.
else it could
Yes.
it could come into full diabetes here. So, when I first got on the cruise ship, I was going to get desserts, and I asked,
Yeah.
"How do I know if it's sugar free?"
Yeah.
And she said, and they have all the desserts. There's white plates and black,
Yes.
kind of like longer plates, and they
Yes.
line up all the desserts. And she said, on the black plate is no sugar.
Correct.
On the white plate is sugar.
Yes.
I said, oh, that's so, like, that makes so
Yeah.
much sense, right?
Yeah.
White, sugar, black, no sugar. Okay. So I was eating off the black thing with no
Yeah.
sugar. So after a couple days, I went back
Yeah.
and I took something off the black. I said, I just want to make sure this is sugar free. She's like, oh no, there's sugar in that.
Yeah.
And I said, wait a minute. I thought if it's on the black, she's like, oh no. She's like, I have to go look in the back to see if I have anything sugar free.
Yeah, and that's-
that could be a serious issue.
Yes, yes.
That could cause like,
Yes.
if you're taking insulin and you're
Yes.
thinking like this person just told me I could eat this and your
Yes.
sugars, That to me is totally unacceptable, man.
Correct.
That is really
which
not good.
other, cruise ships that we've been to, there was a completely
Yeah.
separate section just for that. And also, kind of like talking about sections of the buffet that we had it, the lines on a buffet. And it
I
was,
know we're ripping it up a little bit here, guys, but these are dislikes. You got to hear them, right? We're going to be honest with you.
The food was good.
It's our
but
experience.
It's hard for us to be able. It's like there was not a separate like islands or things like that makes people like spread. Like everybody was on one line. So sometimes you just want to. I just want a mac and cheese. It's right here, but then it was a line because the line was for one line for everything you want to do around.
Everything. And it was really not an organized buffet. Put it this way. If you wanted to get a drink or you wanted to get food, you were in a line. Yes. That's why we kept going to the main dining room.
Yes.
Because at least there we knew we could sit down.
So, but one thing that we learned, if we do go back with MSC.
Yeah, we'll let you know at the end.
Yes. That to bring actually bottles. Do we want to be carrying around? No, but we brought our water bottle.
Yeah.
Couple drinks, bottles, but I don't think it was enough.
Yeah, it
because
was just
like maybe
disappointing.
We had to all the time keep going back.
Yeah.
Because we didn't want to have to wait 30 minutes in the bar. It was easier to get the elevator, go up and get a drink than...
Well, you're going to wait in the bar for water and then you'd be there 30 minutes. So again, the buffet was the only area on this whole cruise ship to get an included drink.
Yes.
And if you were paying for the drinks, you're waiting a long time.
A long time.
All right, I think we ripped that up enough. But there's another thing about the buffet. We're going to do the island separate.
Correct.
After 10 p.m., the buffet becomes a very reduced buffet. There's basically just sandwiches, pizza, some desserts, and maybe a little bit of salad stuff.
Correct.
So after 10, if you want to eat something, that's it. That's your only included choice.
Like my case, I couldn't have sandwiches because of the cross-contamination.
Right.
So the only thing you could have was the pizza.
That was probably cross-contaminated. How do you know, right? Yeah. So that's the whole thing.
And then salad. So that's...
And they would run out a lot, and it would be... It's just...
People would be waiting in
These
line
are the dislikes, though, guys. And I'm sorry. You saw them in the vlog. I talked about it as I was vlogging it. And as I was going through each day, I really tried to show you what was happening rather than just start doing this.
Yes.
Because that's not what the vlog's about at that time. It's just, I'm on an adventure, you're with me. These are the good things that are happening to me, these are the bad, and now that's why we do this. This is what we've been waiting for.
Yes.
And I think that probably wraps up that. That was pool decks, food. We're really breaking it down. Let's see. How about entertainment, Roberta? What did you think about the included entertainment in the theater?
I think it's cool. I like it. I think it's
I like
cool.
the entertainment.
I think that both of the shows start very slow.
Yeah.
You gotta okay, come on. But then they got it cool, and I like the fact they had live music on the show.
Yeah, they had a live band actually.
Correct.
Along with the, if you look, you'll see what they were.
But the live bands, and I think I love the outfits. I know. I love the outfits. They were cool.
Yeah, it was. And that's the name. She keeps saying cool, but that was the name of the first show.
Yeah, the first show, Cool.
It was called Cool.
I think
and then the last night in the theater, we saw another one, Rock. Born to Rock.
Yes.
Now, I like the entertainment. You like the entertainment because we like music.
Correct.
And that kind of music. It's kind of rock and roll, poppy kind of music from like a lot of 70s and 80s.
Yes.
So if you didn't like that, you might not like the entertainment.
Correct.
So it was very similar.
Yes.
So in both shows they were kind of the same, really.
Yes.
Just different. But I liked it because of all those reasons Roberta just said. Another thing though about the theater that we went to that I didn't like is you cannot drink or eat in the theater.
Correct.
It's a little strange too on a cruise ship. Like usually you go in the theater and they're
you
coming around.
Down and enjoy.
Would you like a beverage?
But you can't even go in with the drink.
No, like I had a cup of coffee.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, you can't bring that in here.
No.
Oh, where can I put it? You need to go over there and get rid of it somewhere.
Yeah.
So yeah, that I didn't like.
So, but entertainment throughout the ship, it was not a lot. I felt like it.
Entertainment wise, yeah, there was like one area I saw a live band. In that there was a club,
Yeah.
kind of near the theater. There was a live band there each night. Other than that, there wasn't a lot of live music that I saw. There was
Which
a
is
piano,
the piano,
in the atrium. So not a ton of live music.
A lot of
There
DJ.
there was a lot of DJs,
Yeah.
which was cool because
Yeah.
they did different themes with the DJ.
Which is cool. The party they were cool. Yeah.
There was another show in the theater that we did not go to. It was like from Broadway. So it was like hits from the Broadway. So
Yeah.
another musical type show. But I was like, nah. That was the night we went out to the island for the show.
And the other one too with the cruise director. We didn't know either.
No, it was like a hypnotist show, I think.
Yes.
That sounded cool, but it was sold out.
Yes. Yeah.
You have to reserve.
Oh, we have to reserve. That's one thing to
So
keep in mind. You have to reserve
it on the app.
Yes.
And there was actually, which is very strange, I've never seen this on any of our cruises, there were shows you had to pay for.
Yes, if you want to.
If you wanted to go, you had
Carousel Theater.
Carousel
Yeah.
Theater, which was on the opposite side. That was in the aft.
You have
of
to
the ship.
pay, and it comes with a drink.
Yeah, it was different packages. Like you can pay with a beverage, or it was.
But again, so you can go to the theater to pay, then you can have a drink.
But the other theater that was
on the other
included,
theater,
you couldn't drink.
you couldn't
So
drink.
little things about MSC that are upsetting to me. You know,
Correct.
they take away from that just overall, like, I'm on a cruise. This
Yes.
is great.
Yes.
I want to always feel that. You know, I know there's always going to be something, but it was
Yeah.
just a lot of little somethings on this cruise. As we
Yes.
continue on, Roberta, I'm trying to just think of the ship as a whole. I do have notes that I'm looking
we do
at
have
too.
our notes.
Why don't we get
Yeah.
right over into the island?
Yes, island. Yes, the island was gorgeous.
Definitely like their island.
Yes.
Island was
Yes,
great.
It was beautiful. So a few things. It's same thing. I like the idea of having a lot of food trucks. If you want a basic
Yeah, they had food
cheeseburger,
trucks.
you know, hot dogs and things like that.
And the food trucks were included.
Correct. The food trucks were included.
There was one, I think, that wasn't. Maybe they had like some. I don't even know if it was a food truck, but there was one. There was some paid food there. There's
Yes,
like
but-
some seafood and specialty coffees
But
that
yeah,
you could pay. But
the
there
one
was.
yes, it was good, and but then it goes back to the original. The lines were, but our friends, they got that as soon as it opened,
Yeah.
and there was no line.
The
And
buffet you're
the
talking
buffet,
about? Yeah,
yes.
the buffet on the island.
Correct.
I think it's called like sneakers maybe, or sandals, or I can't remember. But there is a buffet there.
But again, by the time we got there, it was only 2 hour window.
Yeah, it's only open from 12 to 2. We
Yes.
got there at 12:30 and the line was 45 minutes.
It was a long line.
Put
We
it
waited
this
till the
way,
very dinner
if
move.
you saw the vlog, I waited in the line and I had to get out of the line because I was like, I'm going to be here all day.
Yeah, so we would
So
decide to
that,
go to the
again,
food truck. But again, we
even the
didn't
food-
notice that we went to the food truck. But then it says, but wait a minute, you have to go back there to get your drink.
Yeah, the food truck is
Because
no
the food-
beverage.
So they included beverage. So you had to go back to get the drink.
It's frustrating. It was
Yes.
frustrating.
It was frustrating.
And
so,
the food truck is it's hamburger, hot dog, coleslaw,
yeah,
brownie.
so like I said, if you wanted something quick, I did like the fact that they had transportation. So if you want
On the island, yeah.
on the islands, but again, it is small, yes, but they did have transportation, so you could get from all the way to the end of the island back to the
Yeah,
main
the
area.
island was like, besides the frustration with that main buffet, which we didn't even eat at
Yes.
it because of how long it is.
Yeah.
And I asked the crew member, I
Yes.
said, if I come at like 1:45, he's like, oh no. He said,
gonna be full, yeah.
And at 2:00, they pull down the garage doors.
And
That's
that's
it.
it.
You're
That's it.
you're done. Nope,
Yeah.
sorry.
One thing that I like about the island was that we stay overnight.
Oh,
That
there was
was
a lot
cool.
of things I liked about
That
it.
was
yeah.
cool. The beach party was cool. Yeah, we expected maybe a little bit more of the light show.
Yeah, so
On the
they
lighthouse
have it's the lighthouse show.
Yes.
Again, refer to the vlog. So
Yeah.
there's like a lighthouse show at night with a beach party. It was fun.
It was fun. Yes, I think it was fun.
It was fun. I agree, Roberta. I thought it'd be a little bit more than what it
Yeah.
was. But again,
But
it was, if you like the beach at night and
Yes.
you're just relaxing, and they had fires going on the beach.
Jake had so much fun playing. On
He
the
was
waves
like
and,
playing
yeah,
like
it
on
was-
the edge of the water
Yeah,
at
it was-
night,
it was-
and
it was really fun.
it was fun. like I say, the show itself probably could have been a little bit more, but the
Yes.
beach party was cool. It was a lot of high energy.
Stay overnight was cool.
But
yes.
again, our friends went to the bar
Yes.
to go get a drink, and it was like 35 minutes. And it
Yeah.
was like, are you kidding me?
Yes. It was a long time.
So wherever there was food or drink,
yes.
a lot of lines.
Correct.
I know it sounds like we're really ripping this ship up, it seems, but
No, we're just like making, just having details about it.
I think
That's
it's
all.
important to tell you guys,
Yes,
you
it
know.
is important.
It is. I'm trying to look at my notes. Roberta, what else over there?
So I think maybe it's time for a comparison, and if we actually remember something else, then we can talk about
yeah,
it.
but I think overall, guys, like that covers the main things, right?
Correct. Yes.
And I'm just kind of going to give you my impression of how my cruise went, okay, real quick.
Yes.
When I think they do a great job with the beauty of the
Yes.
ship. If
Yeah.
you just want a ship to just sit around on that's
Yeah.
gorgeous, because what happens is when you go in and your first impression is like, this is beautiful.
Yes.
You're hyped up, right? You're feeling
Yes.
happy.
Yes.
And then sometimes these other little things we're talking about, oh, there's a long line. You don't really get frustrated with it at first because
Yeah.
the ship's, oh, but it's this. But then it started to add up for me.
Yes.
It just started to say, you know, how is my cruise going right now?
Yeah, because it's not like, oh, we went to the main hour like of breakfast. It was any time we went there.
Yeah, I think, yeah, it was just
Yes.
any time I went in that
Correct.
buffet, it was
Yes.
just like lines of people.
Correct.
And it kind of disappointed me because, like, I'm walking down, I called it the promenade deck, the main deck. And it's like, oh, there's gelato. Oh, you got to pay for it. Oh, there's like hot chocolate. You got to pay for it. There was nowhere I could just get a cup of
Yeah.
coffee.
And also,
Oh, you got to go back to the
it's also
buffet.
the Sportplex, which was cool. A Sportsplex.
That's a
yeah.
likes.
That's a likes too. It's cool if you want an
The kids
extra
club, I
experience.
think it was cool the way they had the kids
our
clubs.
Our
friend's daughter
loved
like
it.
spent
Absolutely
so much
loved
time
it.
in there. They couldn't even get her
Yes.
out of there. She loved it
Yeah.
so much.
Correct.
So I think for Jake, he didn't like it, but
Yes.
he has his reasons.
Yes.
He doesn't like chaos and noise and things, and he did try it.
Yeah.
And he came out and he said, nah,
It's
and
not
that's
for-
fine.
yes.
So, and they also have the F1 simulator.
Yeah, which was cool.
They have like bowling. All that stuff's cool, but again,
extra charge,
It
yes.
costs more, and like only one of the cars was working, one was broken.
Yes.
It was a 2-hour wait.
Yes.
You guys get my point. There was a lot of things on this cruise that just made it so I didn't have as much fun as I wanted to have. I had a good time. Don't get me
Yeah.
wrong. I had a nice time on this cruise ship, but I missed Royal Caribbean. I missed Disney. There is a difference.
Yeah.
Now,
Just one quick.
Go ahead,
I'm
Roberta.
sorry. The pay machine.
oh
Pay
yeah,
machine. We
yeah.
didn't talk about. That's cool.
We're all over on this.
It was
one.
positive.
We're all over the place.
It was positive, but it's cool that you have the option of pay as you go.
You can pay as you go on
and
this
you
ship.
don't
That
have
is
to
cool.
go. You don't have to go to the to the desk and
Refer
yeah.
back to the vlogs again.
Correct,
You'll
but it's
see
cool.
how it works. It's kind of
But
like an
let's-
ATM almost.
Yeah, let's quick compare. So, with other ships,
Yeah.
I think food-wise for me, it's better than Royal by far.
Yeah.
But my opinion, Disney wins
All right.
on a food.
Well, you guys already heard my food, so I don't have
Yes.
to do mine again.
In
You already
terms of-
heard my pool deck.
In terms of service, I think MSC does
Oh, yeah.
have a lot of work to do in terms of service. Pool deck as well. I think you guys can see as in terms of pool deck that it
Yeah.
doesn't even get close as well. Besides the bamboo pool.
Oh, there was things about the
Yes.
pool deck that were really cool. I mean,
Like-
don't get me wrong, but when I'm comparing it to the other cruises,
Comparing, yes.
then no, it's not.
Compare.
I can think of things on every cruise on a pool
Correct.
deck that, oh, I didn't like that. Like on the Harmony, they have the big, because of the
Yes.
neighborhoods, there's big holes in the deck, right?
Yes,
That's
yes,
kind of
yes.
annoying, but this pool deck's still
Yes.
cool.
But yeah.
Maybe I don't like, MSC's pool deck, but the bamboo pool is cool.
Yes. So and drink package. That's I think was the first cruise that after going, I don't think we're gonna in the future get that was different
No.
than Royal. We absolutely loved the
Yeah,
drink
and
package.
this is the non-alcohol drink package. This
Non-alcohol,
is
yes.
everything but alcohol that we get.
And I don't think the MSC, if we go back, at least with
No.
this experience that we had, I don't think we are thinking about it. Maybe we're gonna continue going a la carte with them.
Yeah.
Um,
And their drinks weren't very expensive. Like, I think a can of soda was under $3. It sounds like a lot, but on a cruise ship, that's not a lot of money.
So, and I think the major thing is this, like Matt said, when you walk to the ship, it's a wow. It is. Wow.
The ship's beautiful.
The
There's no doubt.
difference is when you walk into Disney, Disney is a wow. But Disney keeps up the wow all the way through the
That
end.
is so perfect, Roberta. The
It's
wow kind of went away
absolutely-
for me on
Yeah.
MSC. The wow started to go away.
Correct. With Disney, that did not happen. With the
Yeah.
Royal, it was not the major wow, but it got better
I love it.
as we went along the cruise. Like, oh,
Oh,
wow.
yeah, no. I mean, I love Royal. I love Disney. Those
Yes.
cruises, they are great from the minute I get on the ship
Yes.
until the minute I get off. This one, it declined for me.
Correct.
And that's a perfect way to say, Roberta.
Yes.
When I first went on this ship, I was like, wow. I only
Yes.
paid this for this.
For this, yes.
But then you realize why you're not paying as much. But with that being said, I kind of
yeah.
took that. And if you watch the vlog, you'll see how the first day was like,
Yes.
wow, wow. And then you'll see a few little things along the way that, respectfully, as I'm going through through my vlogs, I'm not there to rip them up yet. This is when I can do that, right?
We had to go through and really think about it, like everything that happened. So then, of course, I think the main question is, would you go back? So that's, I think, the main question.
Roberta, you go first. Would you go back on MSC?
I think for the price, I think, yes, I would go back to MSC, but already knowing what to expect. So if I am willing to keep going back, if I'm willing to like not having the service that I want to, but I want a quick cruise for the right price, yes. Or a quick getaway. But if I have one vacation in a year, and I want to like a vacation that I like, I want to sit
a big
back
vacation, like
and
this
relax
is my vacation for the
Correct.
year with my family, and this is my big time.
I would pick probably
yeah.
like Royal Caribbean, Disney. Oh, we haven't tried Carnival yet. It is in our list.
Carnival, Norwegian.
So there was a few other ones in our list.
Yeah,
that we
definitely want to try other ones, but
But as of right now, comparing to the other companies that we did,
and just ships in general.
So a quick getaway because we live close to the port.
Yeah.
I think I'll do it again. Yes, for the right price. But again, for vacation wise, like, oh, I have a vacation, a celebration of like a birthday, or I would probably pick a different cruise line.
I don't even know what else to add to that. That's really how I feel too. I just think if you're willing to put up with some of those issues we talked about, especially the service issues,
yes,
because you are going in at a cheaper price, so it's expected, I guess. But yeah, Roberta, I agree. I would definitely pick another cruise line right now. I would be more willing to even try one that maybe I'm on the fence about, that I've never tried, rather than go back on MSC. So for me, I wouldn't go back on it unless it really was, oh, what a deal this is. Okay, let me give it another try. But right now, I just think thinking of Royal and Disney and wanting to try some other cruise lines, right now at this point, I'm not ready to go back on MSC. Would I in the future? I probably will.
Yes. There was actually the newest ship
Did that make sense what I said? I said I didn't want to, but then I would anyway.
No,
you guys know what I mean.
I think that there was newer ships.
Yeah.
That we're trying to find out they have more, like, things to do.
Yeah.
So we're looking to it, but as of right now, I think we're gonna.
It's just too many of those little things for me, guys. It's like when I go to the theater, I want to have a Pellegrino. I don't want. That's part of why I'm going to the show, is to relax and enjoy that. Don't make me go and spend $25 to go to another one so I can have a drink. To me, little things like that make me say, I'm not going to come back on this if this is how you're going to be.
Yeah.
I can only go to the buffet to get a cup of coffee?
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
Yeah.
So, one thing I love, like on Royal, Cafe Promenade. You guys know how much I love that if you see You're like, and Serranos and, all this included things.
Correct.
That,
yes.
Okay, is it that hard for MSC to say, hey man, let's just maybe put some on the other side of the ship to get a drink.
Yes. Yes.
So guys, I know there's a lot of rambling in this, but it's our real heart. That's how we vlog. We tell you exactly how we feel, and I think you got a good sense of it.
Yes.
Maybe I was a little bit more harder on MSC than Roberta. And in the vlogs, I know I said a lot of times I had to process, and now you know why.
Yeah.
But did we have fun together with Jake?
Oh yeah,
we didn't have a terrible cruise at all.
We have fun. We have fun.
It's just that I think a lot of those little things, they add up over a course of 3 nights, right? Yeah, and by the last day, you're kind of like, there was a lot of little problems here, you know?
A lot of little things, yes. Oh, and I'm sorry, before I forget, the room was very noisy.
Yeah, above us.
Correct. Above us, we're trying to find out what it is. I think you guys saw in a vlog. If you know, it didn't.
Yeah.
But just let you guys know, the room was noisy. We could hear next door, you know. But it's some cruises, it's normal. But the above one, which they had people working, it was loud and
more
too
than
late.
I mean, I can remember as a matter of fact, on both.
Yeah.
Both of our Royal Caribbean, we had because we let them pick our rooms because you save money. We ended up with an adjoining room.
Yeah.
I never heard a thing.
We never heard, yes.
This room I did. I forgot to say that during our likes and dislikes. So there's a dislike. You could hear the outside noise in the room. Yes. At least on our floor.
Yes. But
guys, a long-winded thing. I don't know how Roberta's going to edit this. I don't know, Roberta. You going to handle this one? So I think it's been about 45 minutes. So guys, enough. Thank you so much for watching Medling World.
Thank you.
MSC, a little work to do, but overall, I think we did have fun, but I want to go try some other cruise lines.
Correct.
Please take a moment, hit that subscribe button if you haven't yet. Thank you to our Patreons. And I can't forget, because, guys, on the room tour, I forgot to see ya!